Whenever anything happens in a black community, we always see the same type of content coming out of racist white people. Look,
Okay, so this is Thomas Powell. He's got a pretty big following on both TikTok and YouTube. Looks like he's created a lot of content. He is currently talking about a trend on TikTok that is essentially, I guess the best way to describe it is black fatigue content, where they take, exactly as he's saying, video of black people behaving in a particular kind of way and posting it, and then the comment section gets full of racist comments. Let's listen in a little more.
they can't control themselves. They're animals. They don't know how to behave in public. We see this whenever there's an incident involving something crazy in the public sphere that involves black people.
You know what's funny is he's talking about racist white people. I just want to throw this out there. The Hodge twins, the African-American conservative who have their podcast or whatever, they're pretty relatively big. They do a ton of this kind of content, by the way. And in fact, they do a ton of this content. Candace Owen does a ton of this content. I'm not justifying the content. What I'm saying is that this is not solely a product of racist white people. African-Americans on the conservative side of this post this kind of content as well.
No matter what it is, no matter what the scenario is, the setting is, it doesn't matter what it is. Somebody is eventually going to say something along the lines of, they are animals that don't know how to control themselves.
Yeah, the comment section of these things is disgusting. It's insane stuff. He's 100% correct.
Why don't those same people who say that, those same racist white people who view that type of behavior that way, why don't they say the same thing when white people do it? Why don't they say the same thing when white people burn buses because their hockey team won the NHL Stanley Cup?
Okay, he goes on to talk about other scenarios where you're going to see, I guess, white people acting the way that these African Americans act, and why don't we? So what his thing is that there's a double standard here that we put up black people acting this way. We don't do it to white people. First, that's completely false. After the Eagles won the Super Bowl and destroyed their city, the amount of criticism that the Eagles fans received over this was nuts. It was nonstop media coverage about how horrible it is. He also goes on to talk about that incident at the dock where the African-American dock worker got jumped by the white family because the black guy was just doing his job. And he pretends like that wasn't a huge media storm where tons of people everybody was on the right side of that argument. But we're missing a bigger point here. And this is how the algorithm is actually destroying our country. People are posting this content not because they're racist. They're posting this content because they have no conscience and they want to be famous and make money on social media. And the algorithm rewards that kind of behavior right now. That's what the algorithm is rewarding. We're consuming it. So we're telling the algorithm we want more of it. And so more of it's getting made. And it just does well. And I don't know why specifically. Let me straighten this out a little bit. Why specifically that does well? Maybe it's racism. Maybe it's purely race-based. But I personally don't believe that. And I don't think a lot of the comments, I consumed a bunch of this content over a couple of days, and I have stopped scrolling on social media, period. I look at a couple of followers, I consume their content. That's where my response videos come from. But to sit and scroll, I don't do that anymore. But I consumed a bunch of this content over a couple of days. And I looked at the comment section, the familiarity, of the verbiage used over the same language used over and over and over. You know, when you open up the comment section exactly verbatim what you're going to see. To me, if I'm a foreign actor and I want to destabilize the United States of America, I would create an algorithm designed to destroy the belief in Western values, destroy the belief in private property, destroy the belief in market values, and then that algorithm would also do everything it could to convince us that we hate each other. And if you look at what the algorithm is feeding into the machine, that's what we're getting. We're getting pure, unadulterated rage bait all the time. If you are in the political sphere, and that's what your feed is designed to, if that's what you've told the feed you want political content, then what you are going to get constantly is nothing but rage bait, black fatigue content. And by the way, on the other side of black fatigue content is Karen content, which is predominantly white people acting like busybody jerks, usually presented in a way that makes them look racist. The algorithm pushes this onto us. We can go out in society and walk around all day and not engage in this kind of behavior, not see this kind of behavior. But then when we turn on our social media, this is the world that it shows us because it sells, because it's content that is just popular. The people who post it have no conscience. All they care about is clicks. Rage bait works, and the algorithm is designed to do that here in the United States. We already knew when TikTok first came out here that engineering and science is STEM stuff that is now a choice on TikTok wasn't available here, but that's predominantly what it was in China. This is an algorithmic machine designed to tear down, not just to break your mind and get you addicted to the content, which it absolutely does, but it's designed to break down our society. It's the most ingenious way of infiltrating and destroying a foe that is more powerful than you. That is my grandiose conspiracy theory on like the TikTok bit.